Right from the jump, the judge hits us with the reality check. A 5-year-old caught in the middle of a criminal mess. Stick around because this case goes from bad choices to full-blown courtroom shockwaves.
Alice, can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Glenn Payne for defense.
And are you Miss Morales?
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right, you entered a plea on August 14th. You entered a plea of guilty, applied for deferred adjudication. The state is asking that your punishment be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility. They're remaining silent on your recommendations and they're taking certain cases into consideration. Defense, do you have any witnesses?
Judge, no witnesses. Like I said, we just have one support letter on behalf of Ms. Morales. It's her daughter, stating how she helped, that Ms. Morales helps take care of children, and she was working at a home health care. Also supplied money for the family. We're gonna ask that the court grant her probation in this case. And let her continue support of her family.
All right, Ms. Morales, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Elsa Morales.
All right, why are you stealing?
And here comes the moment everything has been building toward. The defense tries to withdraw the plea, a last-second Hail Mary, but the judge isn't buying it. Sentence incoming.
That was a bad choice. I wasn't thinking.
Why are you involving a child in theft? Because it says that this was the MO, go to the store, put things in a cart, and then have a child push the cart outside. So you're basically unwittingly making a child a criminal. Why are you doing that? I mean, your attorney was not there, so he can't answer this question. You did it. You took a child in Target, or as we say, Target. You took a child there, loaded things in a basket, and for that child to know to just push that cart towards all points of sale tells me that somebody told that child, this is what's going to go down. We're going to go in, we're going to put items in this cart, and you just keep pushing it. So why?
I have no words for that.
Yes. And how old was the child that you all involved in your criminal activity who now thinks it's okay to engage in criminal activity?
5 years old.
All right. So you took a 5-year-old. And what day of the week was this? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what day?
I'm not sure.
All right. Was it a school day?
No, I'm not too sure.
All right. So you take this 5-year-old, walk me through it. So the 5-year-old is pushing the cart out and obviously police are called, right?
Right.
And did they speak to the 5-year-old? What is the 5-year-old thinking? Do you know? I know somebody will probably object to speculation, but I just want to know.
And here it is, the million-dollar question judges ask in every theft case. But pay attention, she's not just asking about stealing. She's asking why a child was recruited into the mission. And trust me, judges do not play when kids are involved.
What was the 5-year-old doing when police are there? I'm assuming you all were placed in handcuffs.
I was already in the car. It was with his mother.
Mm-hmm. All right. So it was you and his mother who was stealing. Is that what you're saying?
We were ready. The mom told him to leave it there and he did it.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Somebody else helped the little boy push it out.
All right. So someone helped the little boy push the cart out after you all were committing a theft from Target. And what items were you all taking?
It was stuff for the kids.
No. Don't put this on the children. What items were you taking?
Toys.
And what else?
Clothing.
So you're teaching children that in order to get things, they should steal. That's what you're teaching. And you left out to the tune of $553.69. So how full was the cart that you were taking out?
It was full.
All right. And then now I've received this letter where you took a child.
This moment right here is where the whole plan collapses. Police show up, adults go in cuffs, and the 5-year-old is left watching chaos unfold. Imagine the confusion in that kid's mind. This is exactly why courts hammer these cases so hard.
To help you steal, and somebody is saying that you're taking care of children and you're a home health care provider. I don't allow people in this courtroom who are on probation to be home health care providers. And who are you providing health to? Is this a relative?
No,
Right. So I don't know how you're able to take care of children and be a home health care provider.
those are my kids that I take care of.
Mhm. I don't think you're a good candidate for probation because it appears that your background is littered with theft cases and you're here on a theft enhanced. And how old are you?
43.
I mean, you're old enough to know better. It's not like you're 20 or you're 19 and you have peer pressure. So again, tell me, why are you stealing? It says here that you have a job, that you can pay for things. I don't
I
understand
didn't have
the
a job
stealing.
at that time, Your Honor, but that doesn't excuse for it.
I'm sorry, what?
I didn't have a job at that time, but that doesn't excuse.
Yeah. And it certainly doesn't excuse involving a 5-year-old in your criminal activity. So again, why should I give you probation? The state is silent. Why should I give you probation?
Because I gotta take care of my kids. There's no fathers involved for my children.
Well, when you were using the 5-year-old to steal items, were you thinking about, who's going to take care of my children if I am at the Bexar County Jail? Were you thinking about that?
No, Your Honor.
And if something would have ended up happening, sometimes when people go to places and they steal, sometimes people end up getting shot. If that 5-year-old would have been shot, you know what would have ended up happening?
Uh-oh. When the judge starts questioning your entire background and job history, that's the courtroom equivalent of red flashing lights. Probation just slid from maybe to probably not real fast.
You would have been on somebody's news, boo-hooing and crying about how it's unfair that your child was shot. So what am I supposed to do about this? You won't stop stealing.
I will, Your Honor.
No, did you say that to the last judge, that you were going to stop stealing? How many times in your lifetime on this planet, as a 41-year-old, have you had criminal cases for stealing? Now, mind you, name them all because I've read the report.
Like, I believe 5 cases.
And you have not learned anything from that. What you've learned, obviously, is to continue to steal and start this idea where you take a child in with you, you put items in a cart and you just have them pushing it out. In my mind, I can imagine this 5-year-old, because when you see children pushing carts, they're not even old enough to stand and look over the cart. They're just struggling, barely pushing it. And I'm always thinking to myself, why doesn't a parent help that child push that cart?
Your Honor, we told him to leave it there and he continued pushing it out. That's when the other 2 people helped him.
Oh, so now you're saying
Yeah, that's what we did.
you did not include him in your criminal enterprise.
We told him to leave it there and the other 2 people, random people, helped him.
Oh, so this is not a theft case. You were not intending to have him steal. Is that what you're telling the court?
That's what happened.
No. Are you telling the court that this was not a criminal enterprise, that you or somebody loaded a cart at Target with items, the 5-year-old was pushing it, and you're continuing putting items in a cart totaling over $500, and then as he's pushing the cart past points of sale, you're telling him, oh, just leave that there. Maybe you're telling him, we don't have money for that. We just loaded up the cart for some unknown reason and we have no money for that. Is that what you're telling the court? If not, let me know.
5 theft cases? At this point, the judge isn't just sentencing the crime, she's sentencing the pattern. Courts treat repeat offenders very differently, and involving a child turns this into a legal disaster.
I mean, I wasn't there, state wasn't there, your counsel wasn't there. I'm just trying to figure out if that's what you're telling me. If that's not what you're telling me, say, judge, no, that's not what I'm telling you. I'm not going to take that as a sign of disrespect, okay? So, are you telling the court that you all loaded up a cart of items at Target? The 5-year-old is pushing the cart, and you're telling the 5-year-old, leave the cart there. We don't have any money for these items. And your intent was just to walk out. Is that what you're telling the court?
To walk out without the stuff, like to leave the stuff there.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Judge, with this testimony elicited from my client at this time, I think we need to ask the court to withdraw her plea.
All right, that'll be denied. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to find you guilty. Court is going to sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration GJ 812055, JN number 2127780. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
London Wade for the defense.
And the defendant was a no-show at 9:21 a.m. and the defendant did not show throughout court. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement for the defendant?
Your Honor, there's someone in the hallway.
All right. Defense, have you had a chance to get in touch with your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Defense called Ms. Measiel several times, reminded of her court on Friday, yesterday again, and this morning, and nothing.
All right, so she's aware of her court hearing today.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Your Honor, state asked for bond forfeiture.
All right, then the court will have to issue a
Bond forfeiture, Judge.
bond forfeiture at the state's request.
Thank you, Your Honor. If she does appear, I will let the court know, and I'll let Mr. Hank know, and we'll bring her to court to conclude this matter.
All right, so the court is going to issue a bond forfeiture and remand your client. Teresa Measiel, could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
London Wade for the defense.
And are you Elizabeth Measiel?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, did you understand you're charged with the offense of theft under $2,500 enhanced at the state jail felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and
Yes,
up to $10,000 fine.
yes, ma'am.
Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 1.5 years in the state jail facility, concurrent with 704,510. There's to be restitution to Patricio Esparza and cause number 720359, and taking in consideration cause number 720359. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Your Honor, I offer state's exhibit 1 and the attachments.
No
Any
objections, Your Honor,
objections?
for purposes of the plea.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. So why are you stealing?
I stole because I was in foster care when I was little. I never really had nothing. So when my kids asked me for something,
No,
I'm
because let me
trying to
just
think.
tell you. How old are you?
yes, ma'am.
27? Did you say 27?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, the choices you make are choices of your own making. You can't continue to blame the fact that you were in foster care on you continuing to steal. So again, we're back to the point, why are you stealing? And this is not, oh, my children asked me for something, so I've given this to them, because again, this is the case where you took a child into Target to steal for you, and you were bringing a child into your criminal organization. So why are you having a child help you steal?
I didn't have the child help me steal.
No, you did, because the 5-year-old was pushing the cart with items in it. You were not pushing the cart. You had a 5-year-old, according to this police report, you were walking in front of the shopping cart. That 5-year-old was pushing a cart that you and your friends had loaded items with past the points of sale. That's what it says here. A child was pushing the cart. You were not pushing a cart. You knew you didn't pay for the items. Why are you having a 5-year-old steal items for you and push the cart?
My mom told me to.
You just said you were in foster care. So who's your mother?
Elsa Morales.
All right. So why are you hanging around with a mother who is telling you to steal and get in a 5-year-old to steal?
I
I'm sorry.
don't.
How can you not know?
For the record, Judge, the mother was a co-defendant in this case, and she has a reply to this as well. Is that correct, State?
Yeah, yes, Judge. She received 1 year, Judge.
Yes, I know I remember this case. So again, why are you involving children in theft?
I wouldn't involve my children, ma'am. It says that on the report, but it's not.
It's not your child?
That's not my child.
All right. So what you did then was you took an innocent child, somebody else's child, and you're involving them in theft.
I went with my mom to Target, just her child. And we
So
proceeded
with your mother's child, and y'all proceeded to commit a theft and involve the child in your criminal enterprise. So when are you going to stop stealing? Are you just planning on spending the rest of your life in and out of facilities because you had a bad childhood?
No, ma'am.
At some point, every tub got to sit on its own bottom. At some point, when you're an adult, it's no longer your parents' fault. Even if you had a horrible parent, it's no longer their fault. At some point, your decisions are decisions of your own making. And this 5-year-old, y'all involved in your criminal enterprise, guess what? When he becomes an adult, and if he were to start stealing at some point, he can't blame it on the mother who was a horrible mom and the sister who's a horrible sister who's getting him to commit crimes. And if you were in foster care, as you say you were, then that means that your mother was not a good parent, because otherwise you would not have been in foster care, and you probably shouldn't be hanging around with her. And if you're going to hang around with her, you should probably be being a positive influence on your siblings' lives instead of teaching them how to steal from Target. People don't like when people steal. And anything could have went south with you all stealing. Sometimes people get shot when they steal. And so because of you and your mother, a 5-year-old and the other children had to sit in a car and wait for somebody to come pick them up. And I'm sure they were sitting in the police car behind the cage window. And then everybody will be acting, oh, I can't believe the police officers put a 5-year-old in the car. When really what they should be saying, I can't believe an adult would involve a 5-year-old in criminal enterprise. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 704510. Take in consideration 812048, JN number 2127815, 720359. There is to be no contact with any target in the United States of America, overseas, or anywhere. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be restitution and no contact with Patricia Esparza and cause number 720359. There's to be restitution to the target at 4522 Fredericksburg Road, Balcones Heights, 78201. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Okay.
All right, we're going to go off the record. Here's the thing. Child Protective Services is in your life. You're old enough to know why they took you from your mom. And the fact that your mom is taking you on this criminal enterprise says she's not a good parent. She's not a good parent to you, so you probably shouldn't be hanging around with her. She's not a good parent to your siblings, So if you're gonna be hanging around with your mom, it should only be for you to keep an eye on your siblings so they won't grow up to think stealing is a good job and it's an